Hello viewers, you're welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carpa. My name is Esther Pakpan, and today with me in the studio is Dr.
Anietie Ukpe.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, please can you tell us more about yourself?
I am the Director General of Ukpe Broadcasting Corporation. I've been in the media industry for about 25 years.
Wow.
And I've been a journalist, I've been in advertising, I've been in broadcasting, I've been in public relations. I'm a fellow of the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations.
Can you tell us more about your profession?
Well, journalism, let's start with mass communication rather.
Okay.
Mass communication is the dissemination of information to a large audience, a heterogeneous audience, widely dispersed in time and space, through the use of technical media designed for such purposes. And it encompasses journalism, broadcasting, and publications, and so many other things. Now, when you come down to journalism per se, journalism is the gathering, processing, and dissemination of information in the public interest. Journalism, therefore, has a very high element of social responsibility. Journalists, by their training, are supposed to hold to the highest standard of ethics in practice in terms of impartiality, truthfulness, accuracy, and to also be balanced too, and to also be independent of commercial and political interests. That's what journalism is all about. Broadcasting is simply the transmission of information through radio and television.
Okay, sir. So I'm sure people are wondering what motivated you. So can you please tell us?
As a matter of fact, when I actually set out, when I was much younger and wanted to choose my profession, I wanted to study law. But circumstances led me to go and study mass communication. I did a national diploma in mass communication and liked it. I liked it because, like I said earlier, it is something with a very high element of social responsibility. Through journalism, you could address the wrongs of the society. Through journalism, you can be proactive in getting there to be change in the society. You would remember that in the Watergate scandal, it was two reporters who investigated the actions of the American president, Richard Nixon, and succeeded in bringing down his presidency. So the impact of journalism on the society is so strong that it was Thomas Jefferson who said that if we were asked to choose between the government and the press, he would choose the press and not the government. And so journalism is about the defense of democracy. It is about the defense of the people, the rights of the people. It is about good governance, ensuring that there's good governance. And there's so many ennobling aspects to journalism that when you get into it, the more you get into it, the more you like it.
Okay, so what does it take to become a journalist?
It simply needs for you to have the interest and for you to also go to school to study journalism. Fortunately now, it has been unbundled. I mean, before you used to have the Department of Communication Arts in the University of U, but that has been unbundled now. So you have the Faculty of Media and Communication Studies, and so you have the Department of Journalism now, you have the Department of Public Relations, the Department of Speech, and so many other departments under it. So you can directly study journalism and major in journalism. When I went to school, I studied mass communication, and then went ahead to do organizational communication at the master's level, and then the same thing at the PhD level. That's what it takes. And then you have other persons who did not study mass communication, who studied majored from other disciplines, but who have come to journalism, and some of them have acquired certifications in journalism and are practicing as journalists.
Okay, so talking about course subject selection in secondary school.
Yeah, you need to have literature.
Okay.
Right now, because of before, math was not a
problem.
A major requirement. But right now, because of the computer revolution and the fact that you have to leverage on ICT, math is not a major requirement.
Okay.
And so, but important, you need literature, you need history. Those are the things you need to go and study journalism.
Okay, sir. I know that all areas of professionalism has challenges. Please, can you tell us the challenges?
Well, the major challenge is the gatekeeping in the profession, because right now you have so many persons who have not acquired sufficient training to practice coming into the profession, and there's need for the potentates of the media to set the boundaries, to do some gatekeeping. So that if you studied Efik Ibibio, or you study Yoruba, or you study whatsoever you would have studied apart from journalism and mass communication, you should acquire some training on how to manage public information. You see, if a medical doctor makes a mistake, one or two persons will die. If an architect makes a mistake and a building collapses, a few people will die. But if journalists make mistakes, you never can tell how many people will die. Take, for example, the case of Rwanda, the case of the Tutsis and the Hutus in Rwanda. They had been living together in peace for a while, but when the press began to sensationalize reports, and that led to friction between the two ethnic groups, millions died, and up till now the problem is still lingering. So managing public information is very important. It's not something that should be left in the hands of people who have not been trained in how to manage public information.
All right, sir. So I would like to know the future of journalism.
Well, you know that right now with the ICT revolution, things have changed. And right now you have social media journalists, you have bloggers, you have, like before, when the Titanic sank, it took 2 weeks for residents of London to hear that the Titanic had sunk. And it departed from London, but it took 2 weeks for the information to get to them. But right now, if you were to have an incident like that, we'll watch it live on television. We'll watch it live on it will be live streamed live on the social media. And so the new dimension now is instant journalism, where what is happening is covered and reported live through live streaming and through live broadcast. And so that's the new trend in journalism. And so the future simply indicates that the world is getting closer, becoming a global village, like Marshall McLuhan said. And with the world becoming a global village, it means that journalism is going to be a more ubiquitous profession. You'll have journalists everywhere, covering every aspect of what's going on in order to interpret the world to people and get people to understand what's happening in the world in real time.
All right, so finally, what's your advice to aspirants who may want to be like you?
If you want to be a journalist, you're welcome. And it's an incredibly exciting profession because it gives you the opportunity to talk to people, to meet people. You can get to talk to anybody. You attend press conferences and you travel around a lot. And at the end of the day, you also address cases of injustice. You bring the case of the young woman who was abducted in Edo State by one man who took her to Kano and for a wife. And this was an underage girl. And Punch reported it. and followed it through. And because of Ponchi's report, the police swung into action and rescued the girl in Kano and took her back to her parents in Edo State. If journalism did not do that, certainly that girl would not have been rescued. And so journalism is a very interesting, very exciting profession, and I would gladly welcome anybody to it and would advise that anybody who thinks that he has the metal for it, he should think of coming on board.
All right, sir. So what's your take on people traveling outside the country to study journalism?
Well, I think it's something to be encouraged, because journalism is a culture, is more or less a cultural thing.
Okay.
And the more diverse the background of journalists, the better. If you study journalism in Canada, you'll understand the cultural environment of Canada. And if you study in America, you also understand the cultural environment of America. By the time you come back to Nigeria, it would enhance your practice, because your eyes would have been opened to what's happening in other parts of the world. So we need more journalists to be trained outside our shores, so that they can bring their experiences outside, or whatsoever training they would have obtained outside, to our shores, and we'll be better for it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for coming. All right, guys, we have come to the end of our show today. Thank you so much for joining us. Our next guest is a professor from the University of Uyo Theatre Department. He is also a specialist in filmmaking. I know a lot of you would like to be directors and actors, so why not join us next time? Also, if you have suggestions or questions on our past episodes, or what you want us to do, or who you want us to bring in, please do well to drop a comment on our comment section. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.